I'm Charlie Arturola for AIS Wine Import here in British Columbia. And you might know that what we do here for the last almost 5 years that we've been having these great wines. In Europe we call this, mostly in England, we call QPR, quality price ratio. So what we try to bring to you right here in British Columbia and West Canada, wonderful wines from big countries, small countries, small wineries, big wineries, but we always looking for something that we call quality. And when I say quality is because we've been tasting probably more than 400 wines already last year to bring you the finest wine we can bring from this area. I will say this area because today's wine subject is the Languedoc. Where is Languedoc and how is Languedoc represented to the world? The Languedoc is the biggest vineyard of France. Everybody knows that. This is southern France, very close to the Mediterranean basin. It is in a big amphitheater full of sunshine. You might call in French la midi. You might say it's a little bit of Provence, it's a little bit of the Hérault, a great wine country, expensive wines. There's many many different appellations in between, probably more than 50 and 60. But one of the most famous ones is the Languedoc-Roussillon, which as you probably know is well known for many of the wine grapes, many of the grapes that back in the day, I would say more than 35-40 years ago, we didn't have, like Cabernet Sauvignon, like Chardonnay, like Sauvignon Blanc, like Merlot, and I have to say we have a wonderful Pinot Noir also made here in the Pays d'Oc. Now, there's probably more than 1,500 producers. There's many co-ops in this part of France where I have to say we're more than 30 grapes that were able to combine what is part of the old world. I say the old world because these wine regions are, if you actually go back to wine history, this is where Romans used to make wine and bring wine and plant grapes already 2,000 years ago. Not in vain, we are very close to the Spanish border. As you probably remember, a few years ago we celebrate 2,000 years of Marseille. So we're talking about a wine country who is very, I would say, there's many contrasts here because we have the ocean, we have the Mediterranean Sea, we have the slopes, we have the red, beautiful red clay soils of the Roussillon area, we have wonderful terroirs and a lot of diversity. Not in vain, this first quarter of the year, we are bringing Pinot, Cabernet, we bring in Malbec, we actually we have a wonderful blend of Cinsault, Grenache and Mourvèdre with a screw cap. We have Syrah, Cabernet and Merlot, which is very forward, very new world, and I have to say explodes. It's an explosion of blueberries and wild berries in your palate. Now, we do believe that in these 5 provinces, because this is the province of Aude, Hérault, Gard, Pyrénées, Catalan and Lozère, we find probably the most wonderful pricing for you here in British Columbia. Now, this is happening in 1987. Many of these wineries that you see here in front of me, we have the opportunity to find these wonderful flavors of what is capable to do in these terroirs that they're so different from east to west. And we're talking about a very vast area of winemaking. I have to say, if you never taste the wine from the south part of France, La Sud France, I highly recommend you to stop in your wine shop in British Columbia and learn the wonderful wines of Pays d'Oc, Languedoc, through the selection of Charlie Arturola for AIS Wine Import. Santé!